Inspired by the life of the savvy and ambitious Colombian businesswoman Griselda Blanco comes a new Netflix original limited series. Griselda tells the story of a devoted mother who, with her lethal blend of charm and relentless savagery, creates one of the most powerful cartels in history. Witness Sofia Vergara's captivating transformation into the godmother of the underworld. Griselda, now streaming only on Netflix.
Listen to the 48 Hours podcast for shocking murder cases and compelling real-life dramas from one of television's most watched true crime shows. Go behind the scenes of each episode with award-winning CBS News correspondents and producers in Postmortem, a weekly deep dive. Listen to 48 Hours wherever you get your podcasts.
ABCs. Welcome to the Bare Naked ABCs, where we discuss every Bare Naked Lady song from 7 to Y. Guys, I have been looking forward to this song since we began the podcast. I have been really excited to talk about this song. I guess that you could say that I have been
How
looking
long
forward...
was it?
No, we're not discussing how long tonight. That's in the past.
Yeah, I was going to say.
No, you're going to answer, though. How long was it?
Oh, how long was it? Yeah.
This is how jokes work, Tracy.
Well, it's been 3 weeks that I've been listening to this song. Because with recording the way it's been, I've been listening to this song for 3 weeks over and over again, and
it's been 3 weeks since we...
I guess you could say I've been listening to this song.
It's going to be a long while before we get to the pun.
I guess I can't.
I'll stop.
You guys have done enough.
Go ahead,
for
Tracy.
me.
Go ahead, Tracy. You do the pun.
No, we are discussing the song Long While tonight. Oh, if you've never heard this song before, here's a quick snippet.
Sunset day, when it finally goes away, there's gonna be a tally train and some tears, but it could be years. Everybody's lining up to get a piece of grandpa's stuff. If you think that living's tough, dying's worse.
And Aaron, any guess from what album this is from?
Oh, man.
Because it didn't actually appear on an album, but I want to see if you can guess the era where it was written.
Okay, yeah. So I admit, you sent us a link that was a YouTube video, so I saw that it was from Stop Us If You Heard This One. But that just means that it's from a prior album. It was like a B-side or a cut.
Correct.
So I still have no idea originally where it came from. I have some idea because obviously Stephen Page was involved heavily. It's got a real Beatlesy poppy energy to it. I would be willing to believe this is like all the way back from like the Gordon era and they just never had a chance to record it.
Nope. 2002. Everything to Everyone.
Wow, really?
Yep. This was written just after Maroon.
I can hear that. Yeah, I can kind of hear that. Maroon might have been my second guess.
They also returned to that kind of poppy, that poppy Beatles-esque type feel. So that fits.
Now I'm kind of sad this didn't end up on E though.
Yeah, right. This should have been.
This should have been on E.
Well, I don't know what they cut it for, but it couldn't have been. I mean,
shopping probably.
I would be highly. Yes. Yeah, I mean. This is a fantastic little tune. So.
Why they cut this for shopping, I don't know.
Yeah,
but when we reorder our discs at the end, you can already guess which song is taking a leap and which song is replacing it. Mm-hmm. Any guesses about who wrote this song?
Bare Naked Ladies.
Yeah. Odds are good. It was the Bare Naked Ladies.
Pretty good.
Definitely Paige. I was thinking it would be Paige Robertson. Am I close?
Paige Robertson Hearn.
No.
Creakin?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh.
Yes. This was a Jim Stephen Ed song.
I can hear it. That's interesting.
Which is interesting because Jim has such a small part in this in terms of the
I
bass
wonder
is
what
doing
his
very
contribution was. Like, I wonder if it was his idea, like, to have this song about this bunch of like vultures waiting for their family member to die so they can get the inheritance. That sounds like a very Page thing to me, but I could.
Yeah.
Cregan's got some weirder, darker stuff hiding in the shadows sometimes. So I don't know. Maybe
Well,
Jim,
I'm
come on the
wondering
show.
if-
We know you listen.
Well, yes, please come on, because my question is, because we don't have any liner notes for this song. I want to know, is Jim playing?
We don't. So we have no idea.
No, I want to know if he's playing a different instrument on this song, and that's why the bass is so simple, because he's picked up something else.
Okay. I thought. Yeah. I mean, it's definitely like bouncy electric bass that's just more or less just playing on the root.
Yeah.
It's very, like I said, very Beatles-esque, very simple. So maybe he do it. Maybe, yeah, I don't know. Maybe he did something else, but obviously he contributed enough to it where they felt it was important to give him a credit. So I would be very curious. We'll have to have Jim on the show.
Jim, we know you listen.
Maybe we can squeeze him in for the Urethra Franklin episode.
Jim, your brother's been on. You haven't. Come on.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah,
let him
true
out.
that.
Yeah.
You gonna let Andy upstage you?
And Andy played while he was on. You got to come on.
Come on. You got to
Come on.
setting the bar high, Jim.
The reason I thought Hearn is because when the song first started, honestly, I went, "Ooh, Kevin!" Like for a brief second there.
Yeah, I could hear.
When it came in,
that.
I was like, I thought it was a Kevin song, and I was like, no, what? That's Steven. But it did have that kind of Kevin feel to it a little bit there.
Yeah, no.
But
And,
yeah, that's cool.
This is one of those songs that Steven has played in Live from Home. He did when they did the Rarities week, he did this song. So if people want to hear that is, if you go onto his Patreon page, after signing up for our Patreon, which we do encourage you to do, to listen to Stefan and Jeff talk more about the earlier songs. But afterwards, go over to Stephen Page's and sign up for his, and you can hear all of the concerts from the last year that he's had. And on November 14th of last year is when he played this song on Live from Home.
Nice.
Cool.
So let's talk about this song. So guys,
Break it
Aaron,
down.
will you give us the breakdown?
Sure, let's break it down.
Oh, it's been so long.
I know, it feels nice.
Has it been a long while?
Oh, it has been a long while.
long while. Yeah,
I kind of
guys.
teared up a little bit there. Hang on, I want to sit back and enjoy and savor every moment
the
of this.
breakdown. I've been launching messages from bottles on my private island while I've been away. I wish. But finally, good to be back here in person for this one. Tracy was very, very excited for me to talk about this one, so I couldn't let him down.
I've been excited to hear your review of this one.
Well, I have a lot to say about it.
As I said when I messaged you,
Yeah.
if the second child came back and covered a song, I would have to hear this song covered by you guys.
Well,
this reminds me of an Aaron song.
Thank you. I take that as a compliment. You know, it's definitely probably a little more poppy than my older stuff would have been, but the newer music I'm writing is a little more latter-day Beatles, Elliott Smith inspired. So this could be something, I could write something kind of feels like this. I really love that. Well, we'll discuss that in a second. Let's go break it down. One thing I will say is we were not a cover band, as I had mentioned previously, but we did do covers. We just made sure to do really obscure covers. So
This would be
for
an
instance,
obscure one.
Well, yeah, we covered a Beatles song, but we were like, let's do "Being for the Benefit of Mr. Kite," and then we did. My favorite was Stu, who was my bass player at the time, suggested "Behind My Camel" by The Police, which is like an instrumental, weird song that sounds like it's out of Dune. And we did it, and no one ever knew what the heck we were playing, and it was great. But I would definitely cover this song.
Speaking of the benefit of Mr. Kite,
Yeah.
the song that this one reminds me of is on that.
Yeah, I think don't say it because I think it's the same one I'm about to say.
All right, go ahead.
We'll compare notes.
All right.
So let's break it down. Long While was recorded at about 138 beats per minute. It's in the key of E major. The intro is also more or less the chorus changes. So it starts with the chorus and an intro of the chorus. So the chorus changes are B, A, A-B-E. Hey, that spells babe. Interesting. Also, we see that old chestnut, 5-4-5-1, right? And then you've got your chorus, B-A-B-E, and you go into your verse, which is A-E-A, F-sharp minor, A-E, A-E, F-sharp minor, A. So you have 4-1-4-2, 4-1-4-1-2-4. And then the 4 resolves to up to the 5 for the chorus, so you go B-A-B-E again. And then you have another verse, another chorus, and the bridge goes A, B, C sharp minor, G sharp minor. So you have ascending 4, 5, 6, and then down to the 3, and then it repeats until the last time around where we get A, B, E, which is just 4, 5, 1. Very perfect pop rock turnaround, so satisfying. You get a short guitar solo, which is A, E sharp, F sharp minor, sorry, A, E, F sharp minor, A, F sharp minor, A, which is more or less mimicking the end of the verse section, and we go back to the verse. So verse 3 is the same as the other verses. Then we have the chorus, B, A, B, A again, B, A, B, E. And then we get variations like A, B, E, 4, 5, 1, and we end on A, B, F sharp, B, E, which is 4, 5, 2, 5, 1, which is super satisfying and conclusive. And it sounds very much like, okay, we are ending the song now. And it just resolves, and I love it. It's very satisfying. Classic pop rock writing here. It's very Beatles-esque. And here's where we compare notes, Tracy. This whole song sort of reminds me of Getting Better by the Beatles. Yeah, very much.
Getting better.
Sting.
All the time.
Yeah, I love it. It's I love the song musically speaking at least is quite upbeat and happy pop rock. As far as the lyrics are concerned, it's very dark, and I love that juxtaposition. We'll talk about the lyrics in just a moment here. We may as well transition into it, but the lyrics, my goodness. Here's my obligatory They Might Be Giants reference. We may as well do it.
Here it comes.
There is a song by They Might Be Giants called I, Palindrome I.
One day mother
Yes.
will die and I'll get the... Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It starts off with the lyrics, someday mother will die and
Someday
I'll get
mother,
the
yes,
mother
yeah.
and I'll get the money. And then
Yep.
mom leans down and says, my sentiments exactly, you son of a
Son of a
bitch.
bitch, I palindrome I.
So this song has, as the kids
And
say...
has a brilliant palindrome
same
in as the bridge.
energy.
The whole
Yes,
bridge is a palindrome.
It's a word palindrome. That's a great song. So
Yes.
yeah, do look it up. John and John, please come on the show. You know you listen.
Yes, please.
But,
5-hour episode.
Oh my god. Yeah. Don't never leave. Yeah, it reminds me of that song. It reminds me of Getting Better by the Beatles. Two songs that I really, really love. So obviously, I really like this song. Yeah, it's just it makes me smile to listen to it. It's one of those songs. It makes me smile twice in two different ways. Right? It makes me smile unironically at the happy poppy kind of just this is a fun tune, and then it makes me smile a darkly ironic smile when I listen to the lyrics. So I enjoy it on two levels. It's really good. And that's my breakdown.
Well, three, because I also I got the I palindrome I, but
When
also it makes me
dies,
think of
my
another song I
whole world will
love, Stephen Lynch's
change.
Grandfather.
When grandfather dies, I'll scream and I'll yell, 'cause I'll be fucking rich as hell. So grandfather die, don't keep me in suspense. So grandfather cough up that inheritance. So grandfather don't hold on another day. I love you to death, but I got bills to pay.
Ooh, yeah. Oh, you're absolutely right.
Yep.
Very much
Which
so.
is definitely very.
Written
Same.
before Grandfather.
Yes, right.
Stephen Lynch, we know that you ripped this
Stephen
song
Lynch,
off. Come
please.
on the show.
Stephen Lynch, please come on the show. We know you listen.
Yeah, at least like half of the cast here went to see you perform at the State Theater, right?
That's
so.
right.
I saw him at Bloomsburg University.
Nice.
So we've been talking about songs this reminds me of. This song actually, it reminds me of Getting Better very much because of the guitar stings. But the other song it reminds me of, especially the chorus in the...
I don't think I've heard that one.
Let me see if I can pull it up real quick here and share it with everyone.
Shock horror.
Song
Aaron hasn't heard a song
There's a
yet.
song Aaron hasn't heard of? What is going on with the world?
I mean, I haven't heard most songs written after 2015, I think.
Oh, no, this is 70s.
If I'm being fair. Oh, yeah, I figured this. I'm just being silly.
You know, Lil Nas X is putting out some great stuff, Aaron, but whatever.
Yeah,
All right,
no,
let's see if we
legit. I have, thanks to Becca, I have heard that.
All right, let's see if this works. So that's what it reminds me a little of as well.
I can hear that.
Yeah, I'm just really impressed you got that Second Child 70s audition footage. I thought that was hard to come by.
See. That song is way too upbeat for something
Oh,
I
yeah,
would have
that
written
would
in the
never
past.
be.
Yeah.
These days, maybe not.
That's in a major key, isn't it?
Yeah, I for the longest time I did not touch major keys, but yeah, these days maybe not. I'm trying to branch out, but that what you just played for me, Tracy, kind of reminded me of Space Hog, which
Yes.
I love. They're a band that is near and dear to my heart.
Yeah,
Power
very,
pop,
very
definitely.
similar to that. In terms of the instruments, all I can pick out, once again, we don't have the liner notes for this, but I can pick out keys, 2 different electric guitars, a bass, and a drum. And I almost want to say that my guess is that either Kevin or my guess is most likely thinking about this, Jim is playing that secondary electric guitar.
Could well be.
Yes.
That's what
I mean,
that's what I think is happening.
I would not be surprised, but I wish we had more information on it.
I think he's playing a kazoo.
So
Could
I
be.
don't know if you picked up on it, Aaron. On the 25th time, and I'm not being exaggerating here. Literally the 25th time I've listened to this in the last 3 weeks. I finally picked up on what was it that was not making this song boring to me. Because you would think with the structure of the song the way it is that it might get boring because it is a relatively long song and I've listened to it many times. For the main guitar riff, he has 4 major guitar riffs that he's switching between throughout this song.
It's gonna be a long while. It's gonna be a long, long.
And then he does that for the choruses. But then for the first half of each verse, he has a one.
Sad, sad day when it finally goes away. It's gonna be a tally.
So on every 4th sting, he does a double sting. And then for the second half of the verse, he does this weird thing where he's holding on to
Everybody's lining up to get a piece of grandpa stuff. If you think that living's tough, dying's worse.
And then for the bridge, he has this swings that he does for that.
Beneath the chatter, no one heard.
Yeah, they changed things up. That we talked about this a little bit. How at the end on the chorus when they repeat it, they changed the way they play it a little bit. And when they play things, there are subtle differences, and like you were mentioning, definitely in the individual riffs and how they're playing the parts, that changes. It's not quite at the same level, and again, apologies for the analogy. One of the songs that I love to refer people to when they ask me what's my opinion of an expertly crafted song. It's not even necessarily one of my favorite songs, but it's a really, really well done one. It's "Girl" by Beck, and the layers of how that song builds and the different instruments coming in and how it just continues to kind of build towards this crescendo is really, really, really well done, and it's just something that I really respect. There's something similar here where it's not necessarily adding instruments all the time, but it is changing the way things are played. And like you said, it's done subtly enough that if you're not listening for it, you might not notice it. But yeah, I like it a lot. I'm wondering, I would love to go back and listen to that with a little more scrutiny, because I'm wondering if any of it's programmatic or whatever, because a lot of this song, I feel like, it's like building up towards he's the old man's gonna kick the bucket, we're gonna get the money. No, he's still alive. Okay, let's go back. Oh no, so maybe there's something like that where they're like, okay, we're gonna do a change. No, we're going back there. So yeah, it would be interesting to kind of look at it from that angle. Stefan, I haven't heard like word one from you today. Do you have anything? I mean, I don't want to put you on the spot, but I would love to hear your thoughts on this.
Well, I like the song, but I'm in regards to the songs and the bands that you guys were talking about. I have no idea who they are. I don't know any of those songs, and that's even the Beatles song that you guys had mentioned, I had never heard of it. So, so I can't really contribute in that fashion.
But what was it that you liked about the song?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's a good song, I guess. I mean, I thought it was, it didn't knock my socks off, but I thought it was pretty good. And now that I'm reading the lyrics, I'm more impressed with the lyrics because I'm horrible at hearing what people are singing about. I have to read the lyrics. But yeah, it's a lot darker than I thought, but am I shocked about that? No, we've done enough of these Bare Naked Ladies podcasts to know that there's some shady stuff that they write about. So, but I think it's fun. As I'm reading over the lyrics, it's just, I think I'm having a little chuckle over what they're talking about. It's great.
Before we jump over to lyrics, I just want to. There's a couple other musical pieces I do want to highlight because I really do love the music in this. The harmonies are right on point as always with BNL. I think it would be more of a rarity to point out when their harmonies are not on point or when they don't use them. But once again, this is a really great example of them using it. But I love in the chorus in the background, they have them singing long while, but they have it holding that note. So it's very, again, programmatic, Aaron, where they're holding on to long while. But it sounds like they're just saying like ahs and, they're just doing the note, the vowels. But no, like...
It's gonna be a long, long while. It's gonna be long.
Yeah, again, there's a lot of like subtleties to this where it, if you examine the chord structure like we did, it's a lot of 1-4-5, with a couple of 2s and 3s and maybe 1 or 2 6s thrown in. So that was the most weird and pretentious sentence I may have ever uttered in my entire life. But I don't know. It's just a 1-4-5. It's like I'm speaking some kind of code, or like when you go to the dentist and they're like, "Give me 5 4s over the 2," and you're like, "Wait, what's going on?" Anyways, it's rather simplistic structurally, but it's done very, very well, and it's done with a lot of energy, and it's just, I don't know. Again, I've said it before, I'll say it again. Simple is not bad. Simple is just simple. Sometimes simple can be really beautiful. And this is a perfect example of like a simple enough song on the surface that rewards you for paying close attention to it and diving a little deeper and certainly examining the lyrics.
Right. Yeah, this is definitely a several play song. This one you get a lot out of the several play.
Yeah.
First of all, I only get my root canals with a tonic drill. So I see what you're saying there. But I like the starting for this one. I like that they started with the chorus. I think it works here because of the way the line ends. That's kind of a musical and a lyric thing, but gonna be a long while living. I think works for this one. I like the start with the chorus. I don't know. I had to kind of go in and out. You can leave this in or cut it, but because I had to run and go do some stuff. But did we mention the horns?
We have not.
The first part? Those horns are fantastic.
It's gonna be a long, long while. It's gonna be a long while, baby.
I love the horn, like when the horns kick in on that. I guess what would be the second chorus because the first chorus was at the beginning. But then when those horns kick in, oh man, that is so good.
Yeah,
I love horns in a song.
Oh yeah.
I like instruments like that in any music. All of mine usually is It's got instruments.
You don't.
It's got brass.
You don't expect to hear like in a pop song like this. You don't really think you're gonna get like a horn section, and that's really cool.
I think that might be part of the Beatlesy feel, is because they were never afraid to add horns or strings or whatever they felt like they needed. And it's that same kind of just what can we put here that would sound right. But yeah, I love when you add strings or horns or whatever to rock music. It just adds another level of something interesting.
I do think Steve's vocals on this are really good. Like this is a single song. This to me is not a
really
B-side. He's singing this like it's a single.
Yeah, like I'm flabbergasted this didn't make the album originally.
Yeah.
Like you said, it's a multi-listen song. If someone were playing this album at like a party or something, it was on in the background and you weren't really paying attention to it, you would probably have no idea, exactly. You'd be like, oh yeah, just kind of nod my head. It's a good beat, good little pop rock song. And then you could go home and listen to it again. It's stuck in your head. You're like, oh wow, you're listening to the lyrics.
About a dead grandfather. Awesome.
Yeah. It's so like I don't know. There's this gleeful awfulness about it. It's the same energy you get from like watching It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia or something like that.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Well, we haven't even mentioned yet the bridge. We get this luau-esque type bridge, which is just so amazing.
My favorite part of the song.
I wrote on my notes here, bridge is the best part of the song.
Not just the singing part, but the instrumental bridge is just
so good.
It keeps it upbeat in this dark and depressing song that it makes me so happy.
Well, the only reason I didn't mention the bridge is because I would cover that in lyrics, but I mean, yeah, we can go there. Because the lyrics on the bridge are fantastic.
Oh, yeah, they are. Well, why don't we? Unless you guys have more to add about the music, let's slip over to the
AABBB rhyme scheme. There, that is a sneaky little rhyme scheme.
Yeah. It's sort of like folds in on itself and then unfolds.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, starting on the bridge, if you don't mind, just because I think it is the most interesting part of the song. Beneath the chatter no one heard, the old man's final dying words. He lay alone so pale and small and whispered, "How I hate you all." His life is not what I would call living. Right back to it. It's so vindictive. It's so nasty. But it's like the happiest part of the song at the bridge. It's like that's where you really start whistling and tapping your feet. It's just so funny to me, the juxtaposition. It reminds me, now again, I promise this is the last comparison I'll make, but I would be remiss if I did not mention Get Set Go, because Mike actually wrote a tune called I Hate Everyone. And it does have the kind of energy that if you enjoyed this song, I beseech
some stupid chick in the checkout line was paying for beers with nickels and dimes, and some old man had clipped coupons and argued whenever they wouldn't take one. All I wanted to buy was some cigarettes, but I couldn't take it anymore, so I left. I hate everyone. I hate everyone.
My note on this whole song was delightfully dark. I just love how it's constantly turning and continues to bring you into a darker and darker space as the song goes. And once you hit the bridge, it really goes dark. And then when you hit that final verse, you're like, oh, it can't get any worse. Oh, yes,
it can. Well, it's funny because you had told me that this was like a really dark song. So I was like going into it, and even though I know this is not the first time they've pulled this one on me, right? Or it's been a really happy sounding tune with dark subject matter or dark lyrics. For some reason, I was thinking it was going to be like really also musically dark, because I was thinking like Just a Toy or something like that.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And then so when it came on, I was like, oh, maybe I misheard. Maybe this isn't the one that was supposed to be really dark.
not the dark song.
Then I listened to the lyrics. I'm like, oh, no, never mind. This is the one.
I think this is probably one of their darkest songs.
Yeah, definitely. It's up there. If,
And I,
if not
and I
their
love it
director.
for it. Every second of it.
Well, it's
Certainly the
covered.
most.
I think I'll Be That Girl is still darker. But
Yeah, I was gonna say the flag is pretty dark.
The flag, yeah.
But like as far as being like darkly comic, this
Yeah,
is up
right.
there.
But
This
it's
is-
colored with a lot of good humor in there too.
Oh, yeah.
You know, there's things that really get me chuckling. Basically, there's going to be a deli tray and some tears. You know?
Yeah,
That's
that's
awesome.
so evocative.
Yeah.
You can see it in your mind. You know, you can just it paints a picture in your mind.
we know who wrote that line.
Oh yeah,
And
Deli tray and some tears.
wait until the lawyer finally reads the will, circling above their kill.
The buzzard's line. I
like
love
everybody
that.
just pining away, going, "All right, what am I going to get? I get it."
Oh man, I
That's
love
awesome.
the buzzards reference. Like the
Yep.
relatives just all circling around. Yeah, that's so good.
Well, and that rhyme scheme in that last verse, I am surprised, Jeff, that you were like, "Oh, I gotta talk about that rhyme scheme in the last."
I could
verse.
talk about this rhyme scheme all day. The rhyme scheme in this song is brilliant. So let's talk about that.
Yeah, talk about the rest of the song because it's different. That last verse is different. Let's build to that last verse.
So I love in the verses that the rhyme scheme is basically AAABB, which is really cool. They go back to an AAA and they mix it up, and the it's basically a C line because it doesn't rhyme with anything, but it does tie into the chorus. So that's awesome. So it does that, and that's really cool. And then we get to the bridge. And like I said, that has that really little sneaky switch up. It's an AABBB, but the B rhyme in the bridge is the call. So you have he lay alone so pale and small and whispered how I hate you all.
Yeah.
His life is not what I would call, is where your rhyme is living. And they nail you with that word again that they keep coming back to, the dying, living kind of juxtaposition. And it works so well. But God, that last verse, Tracy, charity, carrot he.
Yeah.
I wish I could write that rhyme every day of my life.
Yeah, that one
is
killed me. Dangled like a carrot.
And share it we, yeah. Charity, carrot he, share it he.
we.
Share it we.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It's
Yes.
so good.
Like the
Yeah.
fact that he's like all the rest of the song, he ends each sentence with the stanza. This way, he's like, no, we're going to start that next line at the end of this line and get that rhyme.
That rhyme scheme on the third verse makes me so happy to be alive.
No pun
and
intended.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, no pun intended. Yeah,
To
sorry,
be
Grandpa.
living.
Too soon. But no. I love the writing in this. It's witty and sharp,
Really,
and
really good.
It just flows together, and the jokes land, but it never loses that cadence. And yeah, the rhyme scheme is fantastic.
The song does date itself.
How's that?
Well, brother wants the fax
Dinner
machine.
movie. Oh yeah.
Like,
no,
yeah.
Tracy. These days, a fax machine could be an artifact that's worth a lot of money. That if you hung on to it, the other day I was looking at how much my dad's old like 8088 IBM was, and I wish I'd held on to it. He's like, that thing's a piece of garbage. Throw it out. I'm like, oh yeah, you're probably right. now it's like, oh man, I wish I'd held on to that.
I don't know, Tracy. As a lyricist, I feel when you get that rhyme of figurines, obscene, and fax machine, you
Fax
got to go with it
machine.
though. You got to get that.
that is a
Fax
great
machine.
line. Yeah.
Oh man, I could talk about the rhymes this all day.
It's really
Well, grave and shaved. I love that line of
Yes.
embalmed and
Yeah,
shaved. I'm like, that is just
and it's
genius.
a dark line. The rhyme is
Yeah.
it lands perfect, but it's still that little dark, that edgy line, and it's great. This is the poppy dark song that I love to listen to.
It kind of reminds me of, I don't know if you guys have ever seen the show 6 Feet Under.
Oh, one of my favorite shows.
Oh
Alan Ball.
man,
Alan
it is
Ball, yeah.
such
Yeah.
a tearjerker. It's such great drama, but it's also hysterically funny at times. So
See, I was thinking Knives Out. Like, this should have been the theme
I
for
haven't
Knives
seen
Out.
that yet. But
Yeah, Knives Out is good.
somebody recently told me that I really need to see it, and I believe it. So
You're
I
probably in the sequel though. You should check because everyone else is.
That's right.
Oh, is that the release I signed? Is that what that was called?
That's it. Yeah, like pretty much. Check your IMDb
Okay.
page because you're probably
Oh,
at this
okay.
point. I gotta agree with 6 Feet Under though. It is one of my favorite
Yeah.
shows, and it's it's based in a funeral home, a family in a funeral home, and it's darkly comic, and laugh out loud funny when you're
Yeah.
like, I shouldn't be laughing at
Yeah.
this part.
Well, you can't. If you rearrange the letters in funeral, you get real fun.
Yeah, you do.
That and Dead Like Me. It reminds me a lot of Dead Like Me type thing.
Isn't Mandy Patinkin in that?
Yes, and he is
I
fabulous.
gotta watch that. He's great in everything. He's just so fantastic. Mandy, come on the show. We know you listen. I would talk to you about the music of chance for 4 hours.
My name is Inigo Montoya.
Stefan,
My brother, prepare to die.
Stefan, what is your favorite line? You were talking about the darkness of this song.
I don't really have any favorite lines. You know, I don't know.
They're all his favorite.
The rhyming is just so superb. It really is. It's just funny. You get a visual every single time you listen to what they're saying. It's fantastic. And it's just quite humorous. I don't have a favorite.
I really think Mother Thinks It's All Obscene because she'll be next. Oh, man. It's such a great little fake out, you know what I mean? It's so good. So good.
So one thing we haven't mentioned yet that I wanted to make sure that we brought up was the fake out ending. It is very programmatic in that they're talking about how it's going to be a long while before Grandpa dies.
Yeah.
And at
Seems
the
like
end
he's
of the
just never gonna
song,
die.
it keeps coming back and they repeat it, but they don't repeat it the same every time. They change it up just enough that you're like, oh, it's going to go. No, it doesn't go that way. Oh, I was totally. It's going to do this way. No, now they're going to do it as a double instead of just a single line on that one. Oh, wait.
Yeah.
Okay, how long are they going to go? Oh, they ended it.
And that's why the 4-5-2-5-1 is so satisfying at the end because you're like, okay, now we're really done.
Grandpa's died.
Yeah,
Grandpa is just staying alive despite you all right now.
Yeah, he's living off pure
He's
spite.
got problems with this song. What's the trouble with Tracy?
There is a trouble with Tracy. There is one trouble with Tracy.
It wasn't on the album.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean, there is that. That was totally a trouble with Tracy. The only thing I don't majorly like about this song is the spacey sounds that Kevin's adding in the background.
Kevin Spacey makes a lot of sounds on this.
Why did we have to bring up Kevin Spacey?
Because it's a dark podcast.
Hasn't he been canceled?
It's because he's the usual suspect.
Oh, stop it! I wish I could high five you.
You just dragged me back out of the hole on that one. Thanks.
High five you through the internet. That was fantastic. That was excellent. They made it worth bringing up Kevin Spacey in the first place.
I would have to say, Stefan, that joke was an American Beauty.
Oh, it sure was.
Golf club.
Like
directed by Alan Ball, who also created 6 Feet Under.
Exactly. Wow.
Right.
And wait. Okay, let's go full schizophrenic with this. Alan Ball also directed True Blood, which began with the song "Bad Things," which Kevin Spacey did. Bad Things.
And we have our thesis.
And another high five.
Hey, Jessica.
Yes, Danny.
Man.
Have you ever heard of Reliant K?
Like the Chrysler K car?
No. Like the band. They had such hits as Be My Escape, Who I Am Hates Who I've Been, and Sadie Hawkins Dance.
Oh, yeah, that's where I've heard of them. On our show, Sadie Hawkins Pod, we talk about Reliant K every week.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's the point I was building towards.
The two of us are married, and Reliant K is one of the first things we bonded over as friends.
Yeah, I know. 2 seconds ago, you didn't even remember the name of the band.
And each week, we go over a different Reliant K song. You can listen anywhere you get podcasts and find all our social links at sadiehawkinspod.com.
I mean, that's just about everything I was going to say.
So when you're done listening to this show, go and check out Sadie Hawkins Pod next.
Why don't we put some numbers to this, Jeff? Jeff, what numbers do you got? What's our rating system?
Well, I love the buzzards thing so much. I love the whole buzzard circling idea. So I think we've got to do this out of buzzards.
Nice.
I just feel like we got to circle it like buzzards. Bring it home. So this is on a scale of 0 to 5 buzzards tonight. And Aaron, let's we haven't heard an Aaron ranking in a while. So let's start with you.
in the hot seat.
You are in the hot seat, yes.
It's so tough because there's so many great songs. I'm actually going to take a minute to compare because I want to make sure. I feel like this deserves to be really, really well considered. I'm going to award Long While 4.5 buzzards because it's right up there with Alternative Girlfriend in my mind. It's really, really funny, really, really, really well written. They're a little different energy-wise, but I enjoy them for similar reasons, and I like them both quite a lot. So I'm going to give it 4.5 buzzards.
4.5. Yeah, Tracy, I can get the trivia night questions, but I can't get the...
I'm sending it to you on Facebook.
We need to do another one of those, by the way. That was fun.
We've been asked to do another one. I just have to set up the time to do it.
Yeah, that was a good time.
Make that one, yeah.
Maybe when I'm done with the song.
We were asked by what listeners?
By the Stephen Page Discord. They're wanting us to come back and do another one.
Oh, cool.
That'd be great.
Speaking of which, Allie returned to stores, I saw. I was so happy for her. She posted on Twitter, I'm back in the store.
Maybe we can ask trivia questions to our audience, and they can respond with emails or something, or tweets.
They would just have to promise not to cheat and look it up on Google, That would,
oh, that's right. I forgot about the Google.
The honor system.
You forgot about the Google.
The Google.
Who's up next, Jeff?
Stefan, let's go with you.
I love the lyrics. The music, for me, is all right. I mean, I'm not like, it doesn't knock my socks off, but that's just me. I don't know what it is about the song. I wouldn't be able to listen to it back to back like Tracy did. I just wouldn't be able to do it. Yeah, I did have a lower score. I figured this song was a little bit more average coming into this podcast. But then I read the lyrics, and I'm like, these are pretty smart lyrics. So, I mean, I would have to... I think I'm going to rate this, I think like 3.6 buzzards.
Sounds like Tracy is parenting, so I will...
Sorry.
I know that look. I love this song. It's one of the dark, bouncy songs that I love. I know Aaron is in that same vein. I love songs that have that dark edge to them, that get to like kind of an edgy, dark humor thing. I think this does it so well. Like I mentioned, lyrically, I think this is one of my favorite songs they've done. There's nothing I don't like about the lyrics of this song. And every time I think they can't up it, they up it. The bridge is one of the best parts of this song. And then even that third verse has that rhyme scheme that I think is just, it's glorious. It's so good. It's funny. And it's, and it's not even dark to be mean. I mean, Grandpa gets his last laugh. He donates everything to charity while the buzzards are circling and says, "I hate you all." And so it's there's even a little bit of a sweet vindictiveness to it from Grandpa's side, and I love that. Musically, I think it's great. I think it. I love the harms in the second chorus. The music on the bridge. The harms on throughout it. I gotta go high on this one. I'm gonna give it a 4.6.
Nice.
I guess that leaves me. I really enjoy this song. There's very few songs I can listen to as many times as I have this song. And this is only a demo. Like, the fact that this never seriously made an album other than the Rarities album really makes me sad. It makes me sad they've only done this, according to setlist.fm, one time in concert.
Wow.
And they've only, I don't get it. I don't know why this isn't more loved by them, or why they wouldn't think the audience would love this more. But I have to give this a 4.55.
I'm the low ball tonight.
All right, so you're right between
between
Jeff and I, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Not the first time that's happened, huh? You're off in the cream in this Oreo.
Hey, I like Oreos.
Double stuffed, baby.
Oh my god.
Oh, I like it.
What does that make Stefan?
Bare Naked ABC's After Dark.
That is an After Dark joke. I should have. Yeah.
Subscribe to our Patreon.
You gotta pay. You gotta pay for that content.
Subscribe to our OnlyFans.
If you like that joke.
Oh, by the way, speaking of which, Aaron, I sent you the pictures for the calendar.
Oh yeah, good. Okay, I'll Photoshop.
The appearance for tonight is BNL on Ralph Ben Mergley. Yeah, I can't pronounce the name correctly. It was like a Friday night talk show that was really big in Canada, and it was early on. And you get to see them doing grade 9, and then some really great interviewing afterwards. But my favorite part, I have to say, is during the part where they're doing the Vince Guaraldi dancing. Steven is actually doing all of the different Peanuts dancing to the music, and that is worth every second of it.
That's great.
So I recommend people go and watch that as many times as possible, because it always brings a smile to my face to see that episode. Episode. And so, guys, where can people find us? Stefan, do you know where people can find us?
I don't.
Well, they can find us over at barenakedabcs@gmail.com, or they can find us on Facebook at BNL Podcast, or they can find us over on Twitter at barenakedabcs. Any of those will work. We would love to hear from you, especially what your thoughts or opinions are on this song. If yours differed, if you didn't like it, we'd love to hear the reasons that you didn't like it. Aaron, you just came back. You missed it. We've had like 3 or 4 weeks of really, really super dark songs. This is like the penultimate of that.
Okay.
And all about length, too.
Yeah.
Well, that's something...
They've been little, they've been long.
Look, length is something I know a little bit about, which you would know if you subscribe to our OnlyFans.
But Aaron, I've got bad news for you.
What's that?
We're getting away from the dark theme next week. Everything next week is looking up.
Oh. In what way? Is it very positive?
No, the song is Looking Up. That's the name of the song.
The song is Looking Up.
Yeah.
Oh, kind of like a small child.
I mean, I'm glad the song is...
It's so easy to be a role model to a small child. They look up to everyone.
That's right.
Wow.
We might feel like Gimli.
And my axe.
Hey.
My bow.
No, thank you guys. I really enjoyed doing this tonight. I love this song.
Yeah, that was great. Good to be back.
Thanks, that was fun. Don't forget, no regrets, except maybe one.
I thought you said it was next week.
1 week is dark.
1 week is very dark, according to Reddit.
They're literally watching X-Files with their lights on.
Yeah,
how is that not dark?
Because the lights are on, it would be dark if they were off.
Watching X-Files with no lights on. That's dark.
Oh, I always thought I was watching X-Files with the lights on because he was scared.
With no lights on.
Oh, wow. I learned a thing today.
Don's Lemaison.
Aaron learned a thing.
Welcome to the Bear... Oh, hold on. Get that out. Can't talk with... Oh, crap.
Is this part of a bit?
No.
Do you need a minute?
It's like
no, I have retainers that I'm trying
wow.
trying to correct my teeth.
Oh, I thought you meant like retainers to the throne.
So it's hard for me to talk with them in my mouth.
Wow, Tracy, this intro's taking a very long while, isn't it?
Oh, go.
Dumbass.
Oh, you didn't do the thing before you started, did you? Where you have to click.
No, I did that.
Audio or...
That wasn't my mistake. Ever since I did the D&D night, for whatever reason...
Does that say an orgasm up there? No, an ogre. Okay, sorry. Continue. I thought there was an orgasm.
No, it says an ogregasm. It's fan fiction.
It's one of my favorite Queen songs.
I should never have done a screenshot.
Did you get that, Aaron?
Yes, I did. That was great.
Should never have done screen share. That was my biggest mistake.
To celebrate joining Pantheon Podcasts, Rock Camp, the podcast, the official podcast of Rock and Roll Fantasy Camp, is giving away a guitar signed by Mike Portnoy of Dream Theater, Marty Friedman, formerly of Megadeth, and legendary shredder Zakk Wylde, plus our rockstar counselors like Vinny Appice, Monty Pittman, and more. To enter to win, simply follow, rate, and review our podcast on your preferred platform, and that's all you have to do. For more information, go to rockcamp.com/podcast.